Hello, people, and we got some great news or exciting news for you crypto aficionados today. First up, Coinbase's base actually crashed. Now, people are saying it's going to be the next Solana, and most times people are like, yay, we're going to be the next big coin. But in this case, you do not want to be the next Solana, because Solana has crashed a total of like 8 times. So Coinbase's base probably does not want to crash a total of 8 times. That would ruin the trust of the network, obviously. So right now, this news is that Coinbase Base suffered a 43-minute crash, but the developers were able to implement a fix. Now the thing is, like, the rumors were Coinbase's base was down for almost a day. Not quite, almost an hour. Not the same as a day, obviously. So Coinbase's Ethereum Layer 2 network base has suffered its first major outage since its public launch on August 9th. For approximately 45 minutes on September 5th, no new blocks were produced on the base chain. Its developers first identified the stalled block production at 9:36 p.m. UTC, which I believe is probably like 1:36 yesterday, according to Base's status site. So they identified a delay in block production due to part of our internal infrastructure requiring a refresh. We implemented a fix and are seeing widespread recovery. So they fixed it, it's recovered. I don't think it's such a big deal, but you definitely don't want block stoppage. Again, obviously they've had no stoppages for 6 months out in the test and the launch, but now they suffered their first downtime. Some people are probably upset, but I think they salvaged it fairly well. But if they have many more collapses, it could get really ugly. So basically, like on Twitter, they said Coinbase's base chain just had its first major outage lasting for 43 minutes. Blocks have just started to be produced again. Another reminder that using Ethereum Layer 2s is not the same as using Ethereum mainnet. What he means by that is Ethereum mainnet is a lot more battle tested, which is absolutely true for Ethereum mainnet. So that is something to be mindful of. So not very good news for Coinbase's base, but none of you are actually invested in Coinbase's base token because it doesn't exist. So it shouldn't really matter that much for your investment. Maybe good news for other L2s as well, because, like if Coinbase's base is unreliable, maybe they'll go to other L2s, because I do think Coinbase's base is a threat to other L2s. The other thing is XRP is expanding in Asia due to partnership with a financial giant, that being SBI. Now, SBI is obviously famously run by Katao, and he is trying to expand XRP's presence in Asia. Eventually, he wanted XRP to be a regional currency by 2025, but that was said a couple of years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago. Obviously, that's not happening right now. And this is limited to SBI Remit, so the bank itself isn't using it. It's really like their offshoot remittance branch that's actually using it right now. But they are actually using XRP, meaning they're using ODL. They are not just using RippleNet. So SBI Remit has been using Ripple payments provided by Ripple for its international remittance services since 2017. I think they adopted ODL like in 2020 or 2021. And some of you might be thinking like, well, how can they adopt ODL? Because wasn't that like kind of in a lawsuit within the United States? Yes, but SBI is in Japan, not in the United States. So that does not actually apply to Ripple's international partnerships. So like by introducing the solution using crypto assets and Ripple payments, we became the first in Japan to provide international remittance service that utilizes the crypto asset XRP as a bridge currency between the two legal currencies. This move is not the first foray of SBI Remit into the world of XRP-based currencies. In 2021, the company launched a service targeting digital wallets in the Philippines. So the thing is, like, SBI is trying to expand cryptocurrency and XRP usage. They also mine Bitcoin and have their hands dabbed in a lot of other cryptocurrencies as well. They are one of the companies leading the charge in the crypto front, and they have actually adopted XRP even more now for like Thailand, Malaysia, and those kind of countries as well. A lot of the potential for XRP and other remittance coins is going to be in those less rich countries because maybe the people don't have an electronic payment system and they are really looking for something better. Not so much in the United States and other more developed countries. And of course, international remittances has always been a pain point in terms of price. And a lot of people in Southeast Asia, they do move to like Japan or China, one of the richer countries, and then they do send their money back to their home country and to their families. So this is a huge chance for expansion over there. So like by using XRP as a bridge currency, you can send money quickly and at low cost. SBI emphasized in their statement. Furthermore, it has excellent scalability, allowing users to easily send money to Ripple's partners around the world. And we believe this will lead to stronger competitiveness in their international remittance business. So Ripple obviously is making headway there. I still think like Chainlink with their CCIP and Solana now with Visa probably has an edge right now, but Ripple does have its foot in the game as well. SBI Remit is committed to expanding its reach, and that's very good for the XRP token because I know that SBI Remit actually does use XRP. It's not only just the blockchain technology. Binance seems to be somewhat capitulating to the feds. What I mean by that is they are starting to delist privacy tokens, and they just delisted Monero as well as a lot of other privacy tokens in Belgium. And they finally said, we are committed to basically delisting every coin that the feds or the federal authorities in X country want us to delist because they want to abide by the rules. I think CZ has finally figured out that trying to get around the rules and trying to not abide by the rules was not a great idea for Binance because they ended up getting kicked out of many jurisdictions. He wants to be in a lot of those jurisdictions, so he's going to have to delist coins. And obviously, privacy coins are always going to be a huge, huge target for the feds because it is a pain in the ass for the feds to deal with privacy coins. That's unfortunate because a lot of us want privacy obviously in our transactions, but the government does actually want to track these things because they don't want money laundering or tax evasion. And obviously, like for crypto, tax evasion, money laundering is a big deal. Now, it's not where most of it happens because most of it still happens with traditional fiat. But as crypto grows up, that's going to be more and more of a problem. The government wants to KYC AML everything, and that's really going to be tough to do with like privacy coins. So I think their plan is not to kill the privacy coins themselves because some of them are decentralized. You can't actually kill them, but they want to remove all the off-ramps for the privacy coins so they're no longer viable. So Monero, no longer viable in Belgium. And I do think you're going to see the removal of a bunch of these privacy coins across different Binance markets and across other exchanges as well. So that kind of sucks for us, but that's just the way it is. So Coinbase is launching a lending platform. So other lending platforms could actually be in trouble because just like Coinbase's Base would be a huge competition for L2s, Coinbase's lending platforms obviously is going to be a big competition for other loaning and lending platforms. Very, very very cool service. And they actually kind of do the reverse, whereas like you can actually loan Coinbase money and they'll give you crypto in return and they'll use that money to loan other institutional investors. So it's a chance for you to generate some profit. Obviously you're betting one way, so I would be careful with that, but this is going to be huge competition for other lending services out there. So if you're invested in Nexo or other lending services, you might really want to keep an eye on this and you might really want to watch out for this because it could affect your investment in the future. Google is also canceling NFT games. That does not mean they are removing them from Google Play. What that actually means is that they are actually not allowing advertising for NFT games, I think like starting in a month or two. So you won't be able to use Google AdSense or Google Ads to advertise your NFT-based game. And that's probably quite a big hit for some of those games because that was their entire marketing strategy. Remember, Google controls a lot of the ad market. In fact, Google and Facebook put together controls most of the ad market. So you might have a hard time getting your game out there and known by people. So not very good for NFT game developers. I think like NFT game developers, what they really, really need to do is actually focus on making a good game rather than just trying to shill the hell out of it with influencers. By the way, I do think they are going to try to shill the hell out of these things with influencers, but I think YouTube, because it's owned by Google, is going to clamp down on that as well. I will not be advertising any NFT-based games myself. You know, the thing is, like, I think it's an interesting concept, but it is also a way for developers and other unscrupulous people to grift money from you in the first place. So you will not be able to advertise your NFT game on Google Ads. And if you're a YouTuber looking for sponsors, I would warn you away from any NFT game sponsors because you could run afoul of YouTube policy. And if you do that, you could get your channel deleted. So the Google YouTube stuff, not very good news for NFT game developers, but I don't really see it causing that big of a problem in the crypto world. It probably does not affect the rest of crypto. And sooner or later, I do think Google will probably reverse that policy once they see how much money they could actually be getting from that policy. But they probably just don't want any legal problems right now because of the status of NFTs. The SEC just won that case against that one NFT company, and they're trying to make everything securities as usual. So Coinbase is probably having cold feet at that. I mean, not Coinbase, Google's probably having cold feet at that. And if I were Google, I would probably make the same decision until more regulatory clarity comes along, where I can be much, much more certain that I'm basically not going to get pwned by the feds for making NFT games. So that's the news for right now. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.